Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is BBT Tech, and I hope you guys enjoyed your holidays and Happy New Year. And speaking of the new year, what a great way to start this new year with one of the very first keyboards that brought me into this hobby back in 2018. And like many of us getting into this hobby as well, no matter what time you join, you're always missing out on some keyboards that have come and gone. And likewise, that was me with the SAT75 from Canon Keys. And at the time of 2019, the only option I had to even pick one up was to hit the resale market on Mech Market. And obviously those prices were just insane. So fortunately, Canon Keys came back with the R2 back in November of 2020. But unfortunately, like every single group buy that I've joined, it got delayed and ended up taking a full year to fulfill rather than that 6-month time frame that they had initially estimated. But let's get back to this keyboard. What makes this keyboard so special, and why was this keyboard so special to me when I was joining this hobby? Well, at the time of the SAT75 release back in 2018, heck, even 2020, this keyboard had something that solid 99% of the keyboards in the market did not have. And that was the special 1-2 combo of that OLED screen and that rotary knob. And ever since then, I feel like every other keyboard manufacturer is just trying to incorporate a knob in some shape and form in their keyboards. And in my opinion, they don't do it justice, and they just really don't compare it to the implementation that the Satisfaction 75 has. And moving on from that point, let's compare how this 2018 GOAT of a keyboard really compares to what we see today in 2021 and hitting forward to 2022. Now, starting off with the unboxing, I won't lie, I wish they didn't ship this keyboard out in a small dainty box with no packaging foam or an external box for protection, as they rely solely on that carrying case. And I've purchased many keyboards over the last year and they did come with a carrying case as well, but they didn't just rely on that carrying case. They put extra packaging foam, shipped it in a box that contained that carrying case, as well as an external shipping box. So that was a little bit hard to see, and it kind of questioned, like, this is a $770 keyboard, like, could you not have done anything here? But packaging aside, let's look at the anodization of this keyboard. From initial impressions, it looks great, and the color matching is pretty spot on, and the finish isn't rough around the edges. And maybe my preferences did change over time, however, since at this more premium price point and class of a keyboard, I kind of dislike this middle seam of the case, as you can tell where it's disconnected from the top and bottom, and just kind of gives off a more budget look in my opinion, kind of like the KBD67, as it doesn't look as seamless or well implemented now in my opinion. And with the R2, I did opt for a 7U brass plate, a 6.25 FR4 plate with 2 extra PCBs, that silver Raman knob, and an extra OLED and rotary encoder. I also did end up making one of my PCBs hot swappable, which I opted to Milmax with 0305 sockets. Another thing to add is that the SAT75 is a keyboard using a mounting style that's not really all that popular by today's times, where you would see a gasket mounted keyboard left and right. But honestly, the top mounted / burger mounted keyboards always had a place in my heart with this consistent typing feel. The SAT75 today is going to be built with the Dogikon switches that are lubed with Krytox 205 grade 0, and I'm going to be filming them with desk key gasket films, and I'm going to complement this keyboard with GMK Katakana keycaps. The sound of this keyboard isn't exactly spectacular, but it's also not that bad. I wouldn't give it a S rating, A rating, maybe like a B+ for the sound department, and the overall typing feels a little bit stiff, but I do quite enjoy typing on this keyboard. And the SAT75 is a nice keyboard, but moving forward to 2022, I do feel like the quality and overall look of this keyboard is starting to feel a little bit dated or falling into that mid-ground level of the keyboard market. With keyboards catching up in the design language and build quality, the SAT75 holds a place where it might not really look like it's going to be worth at that price point. And looking at the SAT75, it does feel like the brass weight was a little bit of an afterthought in my opinion. In terms of execution and the cohesiveness of the keyboard, it just doesn't really match. Like, I know they want to take their inspiration from the Satisfaction pirate ship and implement it onto this keyboard, but it just looks like the outer box that they gave us was where all that inspiration went. Because when I showed this keyboard to my friends, they looked at the brassway and they thought, A, it was damaged maybe, or it was just dirty. Like, they couldn't even tell what the design was. But speaking about inspiration, let's give props to where it's due with Canon keys and the Satisfaction 75 as a complete keyboard. With many new keyboards coming out of the woodworks, you can see many designers took inspiration from the Satisfaction 75's design language, beginning from that rotary knob. Now we're getting keyboards from GMK Glorious with the GMK Pro dropping a few months after the original Sat75GB, implementing that rotary knob, and now keyboards like the Gentleman 65 and heck, even budget keyboards like the GMK LK67 that I reviewed earlier also has that knob feature. And just looking at the market, it seems like if a keyboard can fit a knob into its design, they're just gonna add it. Now, a little bit of a PSA towards everyone in this hobby, please remember that this is still a niche hobby, and expecting vendors like Canon keys to be able to fill everyone's desires is a bit outrageous. I remember when I was purchasing this Sat75 in the R2 group buy, a lot of people that missed out or didn't get a chance to buy this keyboard were pretty upset, and the members in the community were even throwing death threats to the folks at Canon keys. Like, come on guys, it's honestly just a keyboard. There's more to life, and if you don't get this keyboard, just move on. Like, there's no big deal. Like, you just didn't spend $1,000 on a keyboard. Like, big deal. There are many times where I find myself punching the air when I drop the ball on a keyboard release, but you know what, life goes on, and there really isn't no need to throw hate into the scene. And this custom keyboard right now, in my opinion, is in a pretty good place with releases coming out left and right. And at the end of the day, let's all have fun and look forward to the future releases that are coming our way. It's been about a year since I've started making YouTube videos and sharing my passion for tech and custom keyboards. I'm happy to say that we've built a great community here, and I'm very thankful towards every one of you that have watched my videos, commented, liked, subscribed, whatever. This will be my last video for the year, so I would like to wish everyone a happy holiday and a new year. And I'll be back in 2022 with some banger videos, so stay tuned. This is BBT Tech signing out. Peace.